Hey everyone, welcome to an impromptu live stream because why not? I hope that you are doing well. I just wanted to come on and do a very short live session, just spend some time painting in my sketchbook. It won't be too long because it's quite late here, but I don't know, I kind of felt like it would be special to celebrate the 29th of February, like it's a leap year, and I only have this opportunity to do a live stream on this day every 4 years. So I figured that I would do that. Hey, Miss Ebony, thank you so much for joining. It's always so nice to see you. Hey, the Mightier Pencil. Oh, good. Thank you all so much for joining. As I said, I don't think it's going to be a long one, but I really just wanted to paint in my sketchbook and I thought that it would be nice for us to do it together. Let me know if you are also painting or what you're doing, if you're working, how are you spending the 29th of February. Hey, Deward. In addition to that, I kind of thought, so as you know, I have the Happy Mail tier on my Ko-fi, and my Ko-fi is like where I do my art membership, and you guys know because most of you are members. But just to say that if you still want to get the dot cards, which I'm doing for this month, which I swatched out in the last video, today is the last day to do that. So that means that there are 16 minutes left. There are 16 minutes left in order to get those dot cards, and once that's gone, of course you can still join. You just won't get the same dot cards. You'll get like March's ones as opposed to these ones. Mighty Pencil is eating dinner and about to swatch doodle sketch afterwards. Yeah, that sounds good. Honestly, I've been procrastinating, so I came back from work, had a very funny conversation with the parents, basically like a couple delivered, and they were like, can we just put a different date on the birth certificate? And I was like, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure you still have to put this date. And they're like, oh, but so we were trying to figure out what day they would actually celebrate on. Would it be the 28th of February or would it be the 1st of March? If you know any leap year babies, let me know. What do they do? Durwood's about to finish work. Oh, Joan's editing a second YouTube video. Exciting. Miss Ebony, relaxing after work. It feels like such a long time since I've managed to catch you after work. I feel like of late, I've only been doing the live streams while you were actually working. So I have my Etcher B5 sketchbook, my massive sketchbook. So Mighty Pencil. Yeah, so I think I made this a poll once. Like when I realized that it was actually a leap year, I asked people like, oh my gosh, what do people do? They said that they will probably just celebrate on the 1st of March, which I was kind of shocked by. I don't know what I expected, but I thought that if you're born in February, you'd stick to February. But they're like, no, because the baby is born after the 28th. So whatever day comes after the 28th, they'll celebrate. Yeah. So I guess it depends on what you do. But it's funny, I'd never really considered that as being a thing. And after that, I was like, I need to make sure I don't have a kid on a leap year. I don't want this confusion. It's not even my child, and I'm here trying to figure out like when will the birthday parties be? What will they write? How old will they be? Hey Janine, no, we have literally just started. I'm just putting the tape down as we speak. And the only thing that I guess is time sensitive is that I am doing my Happy Mail. I'm going to raise the camera up a bit so that you can see a little bit more of the mess that is my desk. There we go. But let me know if at any point you want to be closer. So the only thing that is time sensitive is what I was saying is that my Happy Mail dot cards, which I have here, I've made them all up. You see them? They're so cute. So normally I say I aim to do 5 to 8 watercolor dot cards. This month I'm doing 12, and the window to get them closes in 12 minutes. because after that we will officially be in March, and thereafter it will be the next set of dot cards. What colors are we feeling? So it's funny, I made a post because I made this painting and I didn't quite like it. But it is starting to grow on me, which I said might be the case. I also did these, which I didn't really like. So yesterday was interesting in that I did a few paintings and I just didn't like them. And maybe that's why I want to do even more paintings now, because I feel like I need a high. Yeah, like lots of suggestions. Oh, the observed birthday. That makes sense. I guess really and truly um we don't often celebrate on the actual day anyway. Can we just, I know that it looks like an absolute mess. I agree. However, can we just take a moment to appreciate how like so many colors are running out? I ran out of the Quin Magenta completely, so I had to put in magenta because I have two magentas. I have no Quin Magenta, and it seemed a bit not, not the most logical thing to do to buy a Quin Magenta. So I've got a magenta in there now. I've almost run out of what used to be quinacridone gold hue. Hooker's green is running low. Aquarius green, I've like cut in half and filled in there. I'm just very, very satisfied. But also, I wish that Roman Schmall had, I wish they had tubes, because it's satisfying when they're like this. But equally, I like having a full palette. And I just don't have that with this. I'm just trying to contemplate what color scheme I want to do. I'm kind of feeling, I saw like a painting that I did before that perhaps I'll recreate, that was with blues and pinks. So maybe we'll do that and see how it goes. But yeah, there's definitely something quite satisfying about getting close to the end of a palette. It's just the in-between phase that I'm not, massively loving. Like I just want to fill it up, basically. I'm ready to fill it up. But what I want to do first is almost like a few more swatching sessions, look through all the colors that I have, and then decide what colors I am going to change out rather than just topping up everything. Just, I guess, consider some of the colors that I used a lot, the colors that I didn't use as much, and then take it from there. So this is ocean blue mixed in with magenta. That's what's giving us all these pretty colors that we have here. And I'm adding plenty of water. And we were talking about what's going on sale on Jackson's, and it's golden. Please advise, how much is golden in like the States or Canada? Like what's an acceptable price? Because for us, now that they're on sale, I was looking at like the Quin Magenta and thing, and it's £11 for an 11 mil tube, which is not cheap. Even on sale. I feel like that's the non-sale price, but apparently that is the sale price now. And the non-sale price is actually how much was it? I think it was like £13. So they've like knocked off £2. So is this a thing where actually it's a really great deal and it's similar in the US, or is it ridiculously cheap in the US? In which case I should just hold out hope and wait out for the day that I come to the US or Canada and just buy my Da Vinci, my Core, my Daniel Smith at that time instead. $11.40 USD. So it is cheaper in the US because we're not 1-to-1, are we? Unless the rate got a lot worse recently. Hey Terry. Oh, the Mightier pencil. You have a painting in your sketchbook that you weren't sure you liked, but now it's one of your favorites. That's the thing. I like to leave them in my sketchbooks. I don't like tear them up or anything. I do tend to kind of almost use them as an opportunity to try out different techniques. There was a time that I went through a phase that I might go back to where I would almost like go over them with markers and stuff. And I quite liked that effect. It was a lot more rugged. It kind of looked like graffiti. That only happened because I had almost like given up on the painting and wanted to paint over it and then quite like the effect. $12. So let me see. Hold on. 1140 USD to GBP is £9. Yeah, it's £9. So it's about £2 more per tube here. Oh, and you're not even having the sale. Okay. So it is very expensive here then, basically. So it is in my best interest to either await really good sales but not buy in this sale and just, I guess, wait for Black Friday and hope for the best. I do have, it's not like I am at an immediate need of core, because I had bought some in the Black Friday sale just gone, but just, as it was on sale, I was a little bit tempted because I do love the watercolors. Hey, beautiful madre. Welcome to the live stream. Is it past midnight? Okay, 5 minutes left. I don't know how to say it. 5 minutes left if you would like to get, whoops, I don't want the bloom there. If you would like to get the Happy Mail through the Happy Mail tier, which I swatched out in the last live stream. After that, it goes back to, we shall see. After that, in theory, it should literally just go back to the 5 to 8 watercolors. I think I've only managed to do that 1 month, and the rest of the time I've got carried away and added more. But the heart wants what the heart wants. I really like the colors that we have going on here, and I'm going to make it a double page spread. So they're going to be like siblings. Just going to save myself some time and spray water here. Just have some distilled water in that, which I'm supposed to use to reactivate my paints, but my paints always reactivate so nicely that I rarely use it. So it's nice to just use to wet my whole page. Or maybe what I'll do in this one, let me see if I have, excuse me, if I have it to hand. Thank you so much, Cherry. They're nice because they're not a usual combination that I would use. I feel like I don't use ocean blue half as much as I should, and I do love it, so I should. So what I'm going to do is use the Quin Magenta on this one by Core, seeing as we're talking about them, just so that I can, and because the whole page is wet, hopefully you can kind of see how it moves. Might be a bit too far. But this is the Core Quin Magenta, and this is the Roman Schmall Magenta. And let's add some of that ocean blue and make some nice mixes. I didn't think that the dots that I put down would be so prominent. That's interesting. So yeah, I see what you're saying, Miss Ebony. It's right that buying, if you're in the US, buying Core or Daniel Smith from the UK is not cost effective because it is priced up here, which is a shame. Yeah, I don't know why. Oh, I almost started going in the wrong place. I mean, I don't see. Well, I do feel like we'll see. We'll see how it is when it dries. I'm kind of trying to see if there's like a drastic difference between the two, other than the fact that obviously core moves really, really nicely. I don't like how I have the prominent circles there, so I'm just gonna add some more. And then hopefully this will dry soon and I'll be able to commence it. Hey, Mrs. Z. Thank you so much. It's so random. Like I saw one of my old paintings that had this color scheme, and I thought, oh, let me channel that in this and kind of see how it goes. So it's been a mixture of let me see, will this close or I don't want it to whoops. Almost dropped the whole tube on me. There we go. I think I'm okay. It was just coming out the tube. Hey Nelly, you just bought your first set of Neocolor 2s and they're incredible. I love Neocolor 2s. I do love them. I think they just complement other media so well. Hey, Mrs. Z. And you love core for precisely that. Oh, did I miss Snow Pony? Hey, Snow Pony. If I miss you, please feel free to like write your messages again. Sometimes I just, you know, your messages pop up when I'm looking down, so I don't see them. That is a very good point. And to be fair, I think I have that, but I was using it to make my own watercolors. But you're right, there's no reason why I can't add it to other watercolors as well. Why is your job done? Hey, looking up. Just drawing this one so I can start working on it. I do indeed love Neocolors, and yeah, I considered joining you and Derwood's journey to find all of them, but I just could not do it. I was like, especially because it doesn't look like the odds are in my favor, and I would just be so sad to not complete it. But I did consider getting a full set. Especially, I don't feel like I have a good green Neocolor as of yet. Hey, blue, vert, et forêt de pont. Blue, green, and something. Welcome, blue. Okay, let's start doing this one, this side. So yeah, no, I do love Neocolors. I don't tend to use them on their own much, but I do like them with like adding extra details to gouache or to watercolor paintings. I've done a few with them on their own, but usually it's interesting shadow effect there. But usually I use them for something else. We do going down like that. Thank you. Blue, green, and pine tree forest. Your French accent is on point. Thank you. Mm. Where would you find these? Oh, actually, part of me is like, no, don't share it on the internet because then if I do want it, I won't find it. But no, let me not be selfish. Where would you find it? I don't know, just I'm tempted. I am. Maybe as a birthday treat. Although I kind of thought as a birthday treat, maybe a gallo when they come out. But then equally, I also feel like I should just wait and save for Romishmore for when the time comes. Time will tell. And I think we're past midnight. Yes, we're past midnight. So that means that anyone who joins after now will not get the pastel set anymore, but we'll get next month's dot cards. The mighty pencil. Still waiting on a gallo tubes. Oh, so you're almost there, Miss Ebony. I know that Durwood was ever so slightly ahead. In fact, I remember when I, I think I found out Durwood was, looking for them as well, and I was like, oh, you should speak to Miss Ebony. She's doing the same thing. That is, I don't think I've ever been past page 10, and I don't even know what I was searching for so vigorously that I got that far. That is incredible. 8 left. I feel like it should be a collective effort. Maybe, I mean, I wouldn't mind. I don't know if anyone would do it, but I could put it on my community post and be like, if you have these newer colors, please let me know. We will buy them off you. No questions asked. Yeah, I think I still remember the messages because I was like, oh, I'm sure you'll get on just fine. So just adding some more leaves. Hey Tara, so Durwood has 8 left to collect of the new color too. So you know how now there's 84 colors? In the past there used to be how many colors? 100 and something? I've forgotten. They discontinued quite a lot of their colors. So Durwood and Miss Ebony have been on this quest to find all the discontinued colors. And Durwood is, I think they're both quite close, to be fair. But Durwood has 8 colors left, and then he'll have the complete collection. And just normally the cheapskate in me doesn't like cleaning my palette because I don't want to waste the pigment, but I appreciate it's harder for me to mix nice colors. 126, that is insane. Yeah, so it's been so then what? Durwood has 118. The quest continues. You think they're in Turkey somewhere? Where? Turkey isn't that, I mean, for me, that far. I've been to Turkey many years ago. Well, is it that many? Maybe 2019, I want to say. I actually went almost as not an accident, but it wasn't my intended place to go. I was intending on going to Greece, and I went to Greece, in fact. And then when in Greece, I was in Kos. I didn't like the hotels, so I started looking for another hotel, and I could see like really, really nice ones nearby. But Booking.com does this thing where even if it's a different country, if you're near enough, it will show it to you. So I was like, okay, I'll just go to Bodrum. Turns out Bodrum is in Turkey. So I hired a ferry and hopped over to Turkey. It was actually really, really nice because it was off season. So there was no one else in this hotel. It was on a rooftop. It had like those panoramic, the pool, the like infinity pools. Um, yeah, it was completely empty. So I would just sit, just be me and the people who work there. So I would just sit by the pool on top of the restaurant. And also my room, incredible, was a suite which had beautiful views. And they gave me the option because I guess there was no one there. So when I came in, they first took me on like a tour so that I could see all the different hotel rooms and pick the one that I wanted. And it was between one that was right on the top and had a stunning view with a almost like a living room, or one with a private pool. But then because there was no one in the hotel, I concluded the one with the private pool didn't have a good view. But because there was no one else in the hotel, I concluded that I don't even know why I'm telling you all this, but I concluded that I didn't need the private pool because the massive one upstairs was my private pool anyway. So I went for the one with the stunning views. And I had an amazing time. I loved my time there. I went to like hammam when I was there as well. And then I went back to Greece, stayed there for a few more days, and then I came back to the UK. And that was my completely unexpected trip to Turkey. I went to Bodrum. Hey, Ugo. Yeah, I was in Bodrum. But I would love to go back. And the thing is, it was, oh, yeah, like I recommend off season. Obviously, I don't know what it's like on season, but the beauty of off season as well was that they had so many, like, they had bags and stools, and everything was on sale for quite a lot cheaper because obviously at that point they just want to get rid of anything and everything that they have before the winter comes, kind of thing. People were really friendly. Food was nice. The only thing I must say, like, I don't know, like the food, I enjoyed the food more in Greece. I remember being torn because I like the hotels in Turkey, but I like the food in in Greece. And I was like, oh, I don't know where to go. I don't know where to stay. So hence staying in both. Um, yes, it was Bodrum, so it was really nice because you could see the sea from the cliff. I wish I knew the name of the hotel. I'm sure if I looked back on probably wouldn't be able to find it now, but if I looked on a map, maybe I would be able to find it because it must have been like 4 or 5 star, and it was, again, because it was off season, really, really affordable. The nicest hotel I have ever. One of the nicest hotels I have ever been to. I think I don't know actually. I don't know which one was better. The one, I think no, the second nicest. The nicest hotel I've ever been to was in Thailand, and I mean that had like a. Oh, then again, you have to understand when I'm doing all this traveling. It's also that I'm going like off peak and trying to maximize as many deals as possible. So top 3 hotels, top would be, and I know no one asked for this, but why not? Top would be Thailand. So I stayed in the Marriott, stayed in the Marriott in Thailand, and they had like a private beach. They had like lots of private restaurants. The food was amazing. There were massages in the hotel, but also nearby the hotel, which was really nice. It was just really, really nice. The room itself, I think the room in Bodrum was better, but if I'm thinking about the whole hotel as a whole, then the hotel in Thailand was better. Then second place would be that hotel in Bodrum, like spectacular. And I think especially the fact that it was empty, incredible. And then third place would be a hotel that I went to in Sardinia. Let me continue to tell you these random stories. So, with the hotel in Sardinia, I wanted to go to Santorini. Again, it was off peak, as is usual for my traveling, because otherwise the prices are so ridiculous. I just can't, can't swing it. So it was off peak, and I wanted to go to Santorini, but the prices were still ridiculous for Santorini, even at that time. And I think it was like March or April, or maybe even early March. Maybe it was like around about now. And because that's usually when I get the travel bug, because it's around my birthday. And the prices were ridiculous. So I went one down on Skyscanner, and it was Santorini. No, it was Sardinia. And I was like, okay, well, sounds nice. Booked the flights, booked a wonderful, wonderful hotel, which again, off peak, wasn't completely empty, but had a lot less people. And then also had a private beach, but the beach was like a rocky beach. So it's not like you couldn't swim in the water. Do you know what I mean? I don't even know why. Like, it was pretty unsafe, but it was nice to look at and nice to be there. And part of me just wishes that I could go back to all these places now that I have a newfound love and appreciation for like painting. Because at the time that I went to all these places, I think apart from Kos, that was doing a bit of painting, I wasn't really, and I guess Bodrum, I was doing a bit of painting. I wasn't really doing that much. So now I feel even more eager to travel now that I'm painting so that I can capture all these wonderful places. But that's my story of my my very random story of my hotels. I highly recommend. Colors you're looking for: ultramarine pink, cobalt green, ultramarine pink, cobalt green hue, light lemon yellow, purplish red, ash gray. That sounds really nice. Cobalt violet hue, middle cobalt blue, and met scarlet. If anyone is watching this on the replay and knows where we can find them, if you know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy, then please let us know. Because it would actually be so nice to just complete this quest for us all. And then I don't know, Durwood, maybe if you like DM it to me, then I can copy the message and put it on my community tab when I wake up tomorrow. As in, like, not first thing, but after work tomorrow. Because I have work in the morning, but I just really wanted to spend some time in my sketchbook. Has anyone done or contemplated doing the 100-day challenge? I've seen quite a few posts about it recently. Oh, that sounds amazing. Yeah, I do still want to go to Santorini. I just need to find a time where the weather is great, but the prices are reasonable and go. Because it does look beautiful. Greece as a whole. Yeah, I really miss traveling. Oh, so the 100-day challenge is where essentially you paint, draw, create something. Like each person will, I guess, have their own rules for it. But you basically create art for 100 days. Um, and I think there's someone on Instagram, I want to say, or there's like an Instagram profile that's called something like 100 days, and they started it in February at some point. So I've seen quite a few posts of people who have started it and are currently doing it. And I think now it's either day 12 or 11 or something like that. Honestly, I contemplated doing it. I did day 1, day 2. By day 3, completely forgot. By day 5, remembered, but was too busy to actually do it. And thus, I have abandoned it. But I did it in the past. You know, when I first started with art and YouTube, before YouTube, sorry, when I first started with art, I did the 100-day challenge. And from there, I created my Instagram. And from there, I created my YouTube. So it can be quite good to do. Oh, you already did your 100-day challenge, completed it a few weeks ago. Congratulations. It's a massive achievement when you do it, isn't it? Savannah, Georgia. There's so many places that I would love to go. I know I keep going back to Italy because it's like my comfort place, but the world is such a beautiful place. You've done one piece of art in your sketchbook since the 1st of Jan. You know, one is better than none. And if you love it, that's what counts. I don't know. I'm feeling a bit funny creatively. I think that's why I was asking about art block, because I was like, I don't know if this is art block or it's just YouTube block / sick of social media. I don't know how to describe it, but you know, that's in part why I have come off watching YouTube for a while, and I'm just trying to do like a whole bunch of different things. I'm thinking for my birthday, I will probably take my actual birthday and a few days around it off so that I can not be online and just try to find other ways to be stimulated and entertained and whatnot. But yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I'm not feeling quite as enthused as I once was. You've done one piece of art each day since the 1st of January. That's insane. I'm very, very impressed. Sorry. Very, very, very impressed. It's good. Like, the thing is, I keep telling myself or thinking like, oh no, I don't have time. But it's not like I wasn't busy when I was doing it, you know, a few years ago. Fair enough, times were a bit different, and it was like it had started in 2020. So then, you know, everything was a bit different then. But it continued, or rather, I continued it. Oops. I continued it even when like everything had started opening back up. So it's not purely a time thing. I think it's like it was in part a mindset of thing of like making sure that I do it. And I'm creating more than sorry, I don't know why I keep coughing. I'm creating more than I think I would otherwise. But I don't know, I can't explain it. Something feels different, you know? So you drew hands for 100 days? Or as part of that challenge, you also drew hands? I really like the, you know, setting the habit of creating consistently. And I know it won't be the same for everyone. And for some people, it will stifle the creativity if they paint so regularly. And for others, it will nurture it and grow it. So it's just a question of, I guess, knowing which one you are and doing it accordingly. Oh, but that's the thing, Terry. Making the effort is what counts, isn't it? I know that I had Quinn Magenta as the background here, but I honestly CBA to be struggling with the tube that's coming out. That's probably half down my shirt right now. So I am going to use the Roman Schmall on this side as well. It is, yeah, I'd argue is very, very impressive. Ooh, very wet. Very impressive. Don't know. As I say, I contemplated it for round about a few days, and then all of a sudden I was like, no, I can't do it. I can't. Not right now. Sorry, I keep feeling like I need to clear my throat. So when you guys, if you have experienced art block, because I think I asked and quite a few people said that they had, what do you do? Do you take a break? Do you power through? What is art block for you? These are all the questions that I am asking myself. You drew 100 hands in 100 days. That is impressive. And now you must be like an absolute pro at hands. Unclear what's going on with my rose here, but we persevere. I also kind of wanted to see how my Etch a Sketchbook holds up, because the previous page, the sizing was off. Not on the whole page, but like an area. And I was like, I didn't know if it was that it wasn't the sizing and I had put my hands on it or been rough, because I am quite rough with them. Oh, bye, Mrs. Z. Thank you so much for joining. Or if the sizing itself had gone off. So the reassuring thing is that on this page, this side, like here, it seems all completely fine. And to be fair, even in the video where I was painting, I was touching. I was touching the painting over and over and over again. So it may have just been me and what I was doing. But that's one thing that I was worried about. It has motivated me even more to actually just get. Oh, this keeps coming up to the magnet. I was wondering why I was standing up. To just get this sketchbook done, because the heart sink that I felt at the idea of this being expired is not something that I want to experience for real. Not that it's like, oh, it's unusable, but it feels like such a waste, because obviously I had been reserving this for my really nice pieces. So to be doing all that reserving and whatnot, and then actually when I feel ready to use it, it's like the paper's like too late, too bad. You should have used me before. Can't deal. So I have 10 pages left, and my aim is to finish them quickly. It's an utmost priority, which is why I'm not, because in part, first I wanted to do the paintings in the Etcher postcards because I like that they're small, and contained. But then I was like, no, maybe I'll do it in my fat book, because I like that I can just be completely rough. And really and truly, there's like 200 pages. So, I need to work on that and complete that. But then I told myself, no, I'm bringing out the good stuff, because it is taking me way too long to complete it. So let's do, this here. Hey, Sharmak. Joan, art block for me is not having any ideas or motivation. Sometimes we just need to rest. It's very, very true. And that's the thing. I feel like I have ideas. I just don't have the energy. And carrying art block. It's so interesting that it's so different for different people. So Terry says art block for me isn't that I can't think of something to paint, it's more that I just don't feel inspired to paint. Yeah, which is like, so for me, I'm like, is this art block? Or because if it's art block, then I've probably been blocked for a year. But it's not that I don't want to create. I just feel um I just feel tired. And I don't know. I also feel like I was imposing rules on myself. So in terms of like, oh, creating, recording when I'm creating or doing it at a certain time. And in order to combat that and to kind of help with not to kind of help combat this feeling, that's why I was then like, okay, one of my goals is to just create art without recording, but that hasn't really got rid of the feeling. Then again, it's only been a couple of weeks. And then there was the element of comparison. So then I stopped watching YouTube videos. And also, I kind of felt like, I do sometimes feel like I have limited time. And instead of like painting or doing some, not that I have to paint, but instead of doing something that I then feel good about afterwards, I would just, I don't know, like scroll or just do randomness. Just do randomness that isn't constructive, but equally doesn't make me feel better. And that's the thing. I don't mind not being constructive as long as I feel good about it. Do you know what I mean? I don't have to be productive all the time. I just can't not be productive and also not be enjoying myself. And I enjoy sleeping. So even sleeping is fine. And Joan, I'm sorry that you're feeling like that, Joan. You're super uninspired and hate everything that you create. It can be, yeah, it can certainly be tough. And it was surprising to see how many people how many people said yes, and also like just the different ways that it presents itself in people. And Sharmak says energy is the main thing. Yeah, Sharmak, I am literally like that, where I feel like I want to do so much, but equally I don't have the energy to do anything. um and it does honestly feel like I want to do so much. uh or like I should try and do so much. Like even with this, I really just wanted to get my sketchbook, put brush to paper, and just make flowers. But then I was kind of thinking, oh, but I make flowers all the time, and it might be boring to look at. Not for me, but I was thinking more so because I wanted to do it as a live stream as well, because I wanted to chat with you guys. But then in that quest to not completely burn myself out, I concluded that I would do what I want, even if it does come as like boring. Does that make sense? Hey, Jane. Um, oh, I'm so sorry, Terry. You didn't paint for a long time. I'm so sorry about your mum. That must have been so difficult. I can't even imagine. And that's the thing. Sometimes, like, life does make it not conducive, you know. But what do you guys do to tackle art block or to get past it? Is it something that just has gone away on its own? Is it something that you've just painted anyway and eventually the feeling has come back? Is it Um, is it that you've needed rest? Hi, Jane. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't, it's not even that I get bored doing them. I just thought it would be boring for people to see them. But then I was like, sometimes you just have to make art for yourself. And I guess that's what it came to. Like, am I doing art for me or am I doing art for those who are watching? And the conclusion was this one's for me. You know, obviously, I want you all here and I want us to enjoy it together. But the uh the stimulus for the session was that I needed an artistic outlet before I went to bed. Mm. Oh, hey, Art Cloud. You switched to another hobby for a while and eventually you feel the urge to paint again. Or like watching other people creating art. Art is infectious. Yes, I do find it infectious. That is a very good point. And I also do find myself doing that sometimes in terms of because I jack of many, master of none. I have many, many, many hobbies. So that suggestion is very helpful. And I don't know if I said it out loud because I'm getting tired, but essentially just turning to a different hobby can sometimes be quite helpful. So then you still get like a creative outlet, but equally you give yourself space in the drawing or painting or whatever it was that you were doing that you weren't quite feeling the same in. And sometimes that space sparks some more creativity and it comes back. That's good. If you have creative block, I tend to switch to a hobby that doesn't feel like I need to share it with others, like noodling, a ukulele or something like that. So there's no pressure. No, I agree. I like that idea because I do think that um obviously it's twofold. There's the element of art block and creating in general, but then also there's the element of sharing everything online and the impact that that has on our creativity. And I think that sometimes that really fuels creativity because you end up having something amazing like this, for example, like our wonderful community of other artists who you can talk to um, and share and things. But I do think that sometimes social media must just have such like just has such a detrimental impact sometimes. So it's all a question of balance, but there is something nice about being creative in a way that doesn't require anything to be shared. And I think in part that's why I was making my paints and my sketchbooks, and that was quite fun, but then I wanted to share it. mm, I'm so glad that you have that support, Terry. Family family can be an amazing thing. You turned to drawing and gouache and do a mountain or a shoreline. Jane, do you mean that? Oh, I see. So when you kind of got not tired, but let's say bored of flowers, you then moved to a different medium and also a different subject. That's really good too. It's nice to know all these ideas. I do also, like you said, Art Cloud, I do also enjoy creating in groups. So I find the live streams very invigorating. I find the Zoom calls the same because there's just something nice about creating art together. And in fact, I've joined like other Patreons and things for kind of the same reason, the same feel, to like join Zoom sessions or join other artists as well and do paintings. And last time we were talking about doing more painting sessions where I don't organize like a theme or references, like just as a space for us to create together. And I am open to doing that if that's something that everyone's kind of interested in, because I think that in itself can be quite nice. Joan, that's a very good point. Creative block time is also a time that you tend to try new things, new supplies, completely new hobbies. Probably why we have so many art supplies. That is so true. Uh, that is a very, very good way to also look at it. Don't know. I think the one thing is clear. I think not watch like I'm really curious about what will happen with me not watching YouTube. Nothing may happen, but part of me is like, okay, it's been a week, which was quite hard. This was like quite hard. But I'm kind of curious to see if with time, like in the next couple of weeks, my videos will change or will my art change. I don't think my florals will change or anything, but will I create different things, or I don't know. I'm kind of curious basically, like what do I make and what do I do when I am not being stimulated by social media? That is the social experiment that I am currently running on myself. And this is not to say, like, obviously I have a YouTube channel, so it's not like I'm saying, oh my gosh, YouTube is terrible. It's not that at all. I think I used to watch it in moderation back when I didn't have a channel, and then I started watching it more when I had a channel, and then all of a sudden I was just watching it all the time. Forget Netflix. I have YouTube. Art Cloud, what sounds fun? Remind me, please. Which of my many random tangents sounds like a fun idea? Is it the Zoom sessions? Because I'd be up for that. Like, because if we did that, then I would be able to like use that to complement the other sessions, so they would be more frequent. Where I just adding some extra details. Yes, yeah, cool. So we're all on the same page. Yeah, I think I might do. Can you imagine if that's what happened, Joan? Where I'm literally like, okay, I'm not going to watch any social media, see what art I create, and I just come back and do something completely wild and completely different to everything that I've been doing. And I'm like, this is my true voice. I hate florals. I hate gouache. I hate watercolor. I'm all about paintings. I'm all about colored pencils. That would be crazy. No, I think colored pencils is not conducive with my personality. I am not patient enough to be doing that. I just like I don't know how. I don't know how people do it. I don't like I can use it for a few details here and there, but to do it point blank period complete, if that were to happen, I think a lot more than no YouTube would have had to occur. I'd genuinely be concerned about how my personality has changed and why. But who knows? Maybe I'll try it and like love it. Like there was a phase I went through that was not necessarily art related, but not something that I thought I would enjoy, and that was puzzles. Loved puzzles. For like a good year, I would do puzzles all the time. And that is not something that I thought I would enjoy because, have to be patient. They had like, I think I only went up to 1,000 pieces, but, had to be patient, couldn't complete it in one sitting, like everything that I say that I hate. But there was just something so nice and therapeutic about sitting down, getting my puzzle, and just spending an evening looking through the pieces. Like I really, really enjoyed that. I don't know how I stopped. Um, how I moved house, and in my new house, I just never did it again. I don't know. So who knows? Maybe I will pick up pencils. Okay, good. So Joan loves the idea as well of non-themes. So we can do some themes and some non-themes and like take it from there. No, it's okay, Jane. So the way that we do the live streams is not so that so you don't have to have the top-down view where everyone can see what you're creating unless you want to. If you do, you're more than welcome to. But more times than not, the way that I envision it and what we've been doing in the past when we've had themes is that people have the choice as to whether they want their cameras on, like as in on their face, or off, if they want their mics on or off, if they want to talk in the chat, or if they would just rather be silent and observe, and that's fine. Every so often, I may ask a question and leave it open to the group and stuff. And I always try to get the balance right between letting people know that they are welcome to speak if they want to, but equally not calling on them because I don't want to make them uncomfortable if they don't want to do that. So I think the beauty of it is that you can be as involved in the Zoom and in the Ko-fi as you want, because different strokes for different folks. Some people will want to talk and some people just want to be there and watch, and some people will want to be there but only type. Yes, exactly. We are a very, very non-judgmental zone. I agree. Oh, thank you so much, Jane. A mix sounds great. Yeah, I think I will work on doing a mix moving forward. Because right now I've only done themed, but I think that there would be something nice. Oh, thank you so much, Miss Ebony, because I always forget. If you haven't already done so, please hit the like button. It does make a massive difference to the channel. Helps it continue to grow, helps YouTube know that I am still worth pushing out and worth showing videos. It's still worth people watching the videos and whatnot. So thank you so much in advance. Are there any art challenges? That's a good question. Shall I leave it open to the group? Are there any art challenges that you have tried that has worked for you with art block? Trying to think. I can't think of a specific art challenge that I could say yes made a massive or positive difference to like art block. What I can say helped is that if there was something that I was really intrigued, like if there was something that all of a sudden I was very intrigued by, then I would just really roll with it. So if I really I randomly went through this fruits phase last year, and to be fair, for the past few days, I've been feeling that I want to try it again. So when that feeling arises, then I kind of go into it and I would just do like a fruits challenge, if you like. But that's not because I think everyone who's art block should do fruit. I just think that if there's something that all of a sudden you're intrigued in, you should follow that curiosity and go with it. for me it was fruit, for you it might be like a completely different medium. And I also think like what everyone has suggested in terms of trying something that is creative but different, so that might be collage, that might be trying a different art supply, in terms of like different medium, that might be painting with friends, that might be painting in a group. You're welcome to my Kofi. That might be doing like looking at different art challenges and doing them so that there's that element of a community and you can kind of do that together. I do think that it's with a pinch of salt, like doing the challenge, knowing that you're aiming for it to nurture your creativity, not setting it to be like it has to be 30 days of X, Y, and Z. Because me personally, if I think if I'm feeling art blocked and I give myself a like I have to create art come what may, no matter what for this set period of time, then there's a good chance that I will do that challenge and then worsen my art block thereafter and just be like, but I think it can be helpful to look at prompts and look at challenges and see which ones speak to you and which ones interest you. Trying them out and just keeping it open. Thank you so much, Joan. Good night, Janine. Thank you so much for joining. I'm almost done, to be fair. Oh, that's really nice, Jane. One of the things that I wasn't doing for art block, but I really enjoyed was making like the abstract grids. Let me see if I have it to hand. I think, I mean, I don't know if, again, I feel like with everything, I have to be in the mood to make it in order for it to work. But I really did enjoy, hold on, let me find one that doesn't look as disturbed as that. I really did enjoy doing like abstract grids with an array of different medias, and the aim of it was really and truly, I think maybe this is why I enjoyed it, because the aim of the sessions was to enjoy the sessions, if that makes sense. So it wasn't to be happy with the results, it was purely to enjoy. So I would put on music that I liked, I would put on a candle if I wanted it, I would put on some comfy clothes. Like the aim was literally to make it an enjoyable experience outside of the art that I was creating. And if the art that I created was then nice, bonus. And then also when I was actually creating the pieces, it was to be led by whatever I was curious about when I was doing it. So like these. So these were like primarily pit pens, for example, and I wanted to kind of like mess around with it, and then add watercolor and see what happens. This was like adding acrylic inks and again seeing what happens with that and just literally playing around. So my aim was like, okay, how can I learn about these art materials while I'm comfy with some nice music playing, with like just feeling good about everything else and just literally playing on the paper. And then sometimes, you know, I think like this was me playing around with jelly plates. So it's not that everything then turns into a complete finished piece, but it was fun. And when I look back on this, it was still fun. And then I have pages like this, for example, and like this, where it's like, okay, it doesn't look great, but like the brown version of this page is what is underneath this painting that I now absolutely love. So there's something about getting rid of the white of the paper, playing around with the supplies that I really enjoyed. And the fact that I wasn't trying to create a finished piece for me really did remove some of the pressure that comes with painting sometimes. And also the pressure of like wasting art supplies. Oddly enough, I didn't feel it because the aim of the exercise was to learn more about the art supply. So I kind of, you know, took the L and accepted that it wasn't going to be perfect, and it's okay. Play with paint. Okay. I agree. Removes the obstacle of picking a subject and a reference photo and everything else. You just mess around with the paints and see what happens. And then, yeah. I think that was, hey Jude. I think that was one of our no, I think it was definitely one of our Kofi art challenges. Do I have it to hand? I think that was in, is it in this sketchbook? So this was something slightly different. So this is the fruit series that I was talking about, that I was just very randomly into fruit for, like, I love this still. And this is in May. Very randomly into fruit for weeks for this Kofi challenge. I mean, weeks. I just could not stop. And I really want to go back to it again. So I'm thinking, I don't know. Does it have to be a theme? Does it not have to be a theme? I don't know. The reason that so each month, or not each month, every 2 months, I create what I call a dose of inspiration, which is essentially an art challenge. But the reason that I think of it as dose of inspiration is because I've created like small PDFs, and you just highlight the PDF. In there, I highlight the challenges that you can try. I give different prompts, different activities, different reference photos, different things that I have done, if I've done anything that month already. And then you can just kind of roll with it. So they're not prescriptive in the sense of, they don't tell you like, okay, you have to draw 20 pens in 20 days, and they're not like that. And they also don't say like, you have to use watercolor, you have to do this, because I'm aware of the fact that everyone in my Kofi loves an array of different art supplies. So for this one, it was fruits. And I don't even feel like I delved fully into it. Might do another part. I think we might do a part 2, because I really, I don't know why I had such a good time doing this. And I don't know how it then evolved into like me using complementary colors like throughout the series over and over. Like it was just a lot of fun basically. So I might do that again, I think. Can you see how much I loved fruit? And then after fruit, I had this series. So this is actually what I was looking for. And it's almost like the preamble, I don't know what the word is, but I hope you know what I mean. This came before the artwork that I just showed you inside my Caddy Fat book, that is abstract grids. And the aim of this was just to dedicate a whole page like this to making marks and literally seeing how things work together. The aim was not to make it look pretty. The aim was not to put colors in a particular order. It was literally to just try out different things, see how they work. So there's like neocolors, there's gouache, there's lots of pencils, there's just like layering things on top and just trying to see literally how things work together. And then at the end, I was like, okay, I kind of like this page. And no prequel, thank you, that's the word I was looking for. There was no pressure. And I almost thought like, this is something that I would like to do at the beginning of my sketchbooks moving forward, because it does end up looking like quite aesthetically pleasing, but also it can give you a good idea of how that sketchbook that you're using is going to work with the supplies that you use most or that you're planning on using. So and then from there were lots of different ways, and this is like taking things a step further and actually making notes based on these, because as pretty as they look, when I go back to this, for example, I don't then remember all the notes that I made other than this one, for example. So I don't remember everything. So if there was something that particularly stood out to me, then I would make a note of it in this kind of way. But otherwise, I would just play around with lots of different art supplies. And then I went back to fruits. I wonder how the fruit series finished. Well, we kind of jumped around, but somewhere down the line, the fruit series finished, and I've done a whole sketchbook tour about this. This is my ugly sketchbook, which is not ugly, but it's my mess. It was my mess around. Doesn't have to be perfect sketchbook, because a lot of the time, I kind of placed this pressure on myself that my sketchbooks had to be nice and pretty and pristine and whatever. And that sketchbook was the exception. And oddly enough, that actually might be something that kind of helps with art block, because as a result of having a place where I could literally mess around and try different techniques and different things, and literally my intention was not to share that sketchbook, it was not to make a video, it was not to show anyone, it was literally to just have a place where I could make art and not think about it too much beforehand, because before as well, I tend to like having a sketchbook for a subject. So I had like my sketchbook for urban sketching, and then I have my sketchbook for like flowers, and then I have my sketchbook for portraits and my sketchbook for X, Y, and Z. So everything had a theme, and everything still does kind of have a theme. But then it kind of meant that sometimes, I would spend ages trying to figure out, okay, well, what do I want to create? And then look for the sketchbook and then X, Y, and Z. So initially, the aim of that sketchbook was just to have a place where I could mix subjects and media, which for some is not a big deal, but for me was. And then because that sketchbook almost felt like, you know, I'd started it off by doing, I think, portraits, which are not my strong suit. So I started it off with portraits, which were okay, but I wasn't in love with them. And then I used different medias in the same sketchbook and then different subjects. So I really had, from there, had very low expectations of the sketchbook. I was like, okay, well, it's ruined, not ruined, but ruined. And thus, I completely played around. I was literally like, anything goes in this sketchbook, and it was a lot of fun as a result. So I think that's again another thing that can help, because I think art block sometimes can be as a result of life just being busy, as a result of health, or as a result of the expectations that we place on ourselves and the art and the pressure that's associated with it, at least for me. So removing that was very, very beneficial and a lot of fun. And I still have ugly ugly sketchbook. I have to, in fact, my Caddy Fat book in a way has kind of replaced that, because again, if you look on there, there's a whole bunch of different things. um Thank you so much, Jane. You would love to do fruit. I think we should do fruit again. I really had a good time with fruits. Good night, Moonlight. Let me just make sure I haven't missed anything. So yeah, I would love to do fruits again. I'd be happy to do that. Especially because I feel like we had some really nice references, and it would be nice to revisit them. So, yeah, question is when, people, because unless maybe we do an extra one. Maybe I'll bring the dose of inspiration forward, because I have another one. Like, the next one is meant to be in April, and I started working on it already. But I could bring it forward, or we could just bring fruits forward and do fruits in March and then do the next one in April. Nachamen? Anyone ever watch My Wife and Kids? I feel like you wouldn't understand the references that I make sometimes. It's a TV show. Used to be on Trouble TV in the UK, but I don't know what it would have been on in the US or Canada. But I used to love that show. I think I watched every episode. ABC. It's on ABC. Did you ever watch it, Miss Ebony? Yeah. Michael Kyle, aka Damon Wayans. Struggle to say it. That is one talented family, isn't it? Like, I used to watch. I used to watch that. Then there was All of Us, which has Tisha Campbell's ex-husband. I don't know if the ex is actually of this still together, but her husband then might be ex-husband now, because I thought they got divorced, but I may be wrong. He was on there as well. Just feel like I don't really have any TV to watch anymore. And given the YouTube hiatus. It's really made me miss TV. There are 15 kids. Dwayne Martin, yes, Dwayne Martin, Tisha Campbell's husband / potential ex-husband. Oh, and Lisa Ray. Gosh, I love Lisa Ray. She was on there as well. She was his wife in All of Us. I mean, not My Wife and Kids. What a beautiful woman. Yeah, they literally, I don't know how many kids, siblings, or whatnot they have, but like they all act or sing or, you know, like so many of them. I used to watch the other one with what's his name? Marlon and his other, what's the other brother? Are they all brothers? And is one of them a singer? Like, I don't wanna know if you're playing me, keep it on the low. I may have completely made that up. Actually, he may not be related to them at all. In Living Color, yeah, okay. Miss Ebony makes me so happy that you know what I'm talking about. Honestly, I miss TV. I miss that TV. Because my heart can't take it. Oh, they're all comedians. So then who am I thinking of? Anyway, never mind. Not one of them. But I remember Marlon and I've forgotten his other brother's name. Really good looking guy. And then this sister as well. Anyway, I don't know how we got onto Sean. Yeah, Sean. Yeah, Sean. Sean was the really good looking one. I don't know. That's probably too old for me anyway, but you know. How did we get here? How are my tangents so random? Yeah, they really don't. I used to watch the one with Gary Coleman as well. Now the world don't move to the beat of just one drum. Let's go. Different Strokes. Is that what it does? Yeah, I think it is Different Strokes. I'm singing the song because it says the lyrics. The lyrics is the title. Living Single. I haven't watched that, although it's been recommended, as in like quite a few people have said that I will love it. Yes, 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 I will love it. Oh, Different Strokes, yeah. Different strokes through the world. Ooh, that is some lush gold. I wish Etcher did the golds in open stock, because as it stands, it's almost, well, I guess, yeah, I feel like as it stands, it's almost like I'm paying 30 £30 for 3 of my favorite golds. Although you get so many others. And it's not that the other colors aren't as nice, but my gosh, I love their gold. What might be right for you might not be right for some. Oh, hi, Anna. I am glad. Get the Kuretake gold paste. I have so many, you know, I have the Schminke gold. I think I have the gold, like the Kuretake actual gold paint. I have gold. There's no reason for me to be so attached to this. And yet, Queen Latifah, was she on there? Oh, thank you so much, Anna. Yeah, it's like, now the world don't move to the beat of just one drum. I can't get as high and as low as it needs me to. Like, cause now the world don't move to the beat of just one drum. What might be right for you might not be right for some. I think it gets too low for me. Do I have core paint gray and is it very blue? That is such a good question. I have it. Do I, guys? I believe I have it. And not only that, I made a video about it, Jude. You should check it out. It's called Payne's Gray. Let me see if I can find the link. But I definitely have a video about it. Gray. It's called Payne's Gray Comparison. And I think I have core in there. I'm like kind of sure. I've just sent you the link. Hopefully you can see it. So yeah, because I think I had something something wild, like how many, I think I have it in the thing 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So I think I had something like 12. I had maybe 8 10 Payne's Grays. Certainly more than makes sense. You're welcome. Okay, let's do some splatters, shall we? And that's on there. Oh, I love Girlfriends and Blackish. I do indeed. I haven't finished Blackish. I kind of got I don't want to give spoilers, but you know, like around the marital trouble kind of bit, I was like, look, I come here for a good time. I don't come here for serious matters. And there was a point where I started getting so serious. I was like, yeah, no, I can't do it. But Girlfriends, I loved them. And to be fair, I will probably just go back and finish Blackish. A girl's got a girlfriend. Tracy Ellis Ross. Joan. Yeah, I loved that show. In fact, I think I tried to watch it back. It's hard to watch things back though, you know. I feel like it's never quite as good as the first time that you watch it. I just found out that it's fine as long as I can be with it too. Bye, Jude. I had no idea she was Diana Ross's daughter until later on. And you know, it's like one of those things, like once I knew, like it made sense. I was like, oh yeah, she does look just like her. Yeah. Okay. I feel like I am pretty much done. I really like these siblings. Okay. So this is the first one. I don't know if the lighting will, okay, yeah, let me hold it at that angle and then you can see that there are elements of gold throughout. I almost wonder if I should add more, but you know, let me calm down. And then also here, And then here are the two together. Bye, Jane. Thank you for joining. And I will also be going very, very soon. I just dipped my gold into my blue because I also want to do blue splatters, which I don't normally do. Normally I just do gold, but I'm feeling like adding more. And I also want to add some pink, and then I will go to bed. So if you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button. If you want more, don't forget to join my Ko-fi. If you're already part of my Ko-fi, I love you. And I'll see you on Discord. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of the 29th of February. It's got lots of splatters, but I like it. Thank you, Art Cloud. Do you have a Discord link? The Discord is for Ko-fi members only, and it links it automatically. Okay, no, it's not automatic. It's, and because I'm not a member, I don't really 100% know, but I believe that when you join my Ko-fi, it then tells you that one of the rewards is Discord, and it asks you to either set up a Discord or gives you the link then, and then that automatically connects it, and then you can join. Shall we do a tape peel? Always feels kind of risky doing it when the paint is still wet, no? But let me do one side, and then I'll leave the sketchbook closed. The sketchbook has so much tape on it because I want to do the cover for this. I'm thinking, hear me out, purple cover. What do we think? As in, like, you know how I did the this cover that's like blue but lots of different blues. I'm thinking of doing the same thing, but hold on. For my ASMR loving people, the same thing but like purples and pinks. So let's do a tape peel. No, this tape, to be fair, was it this tape that caused? No, it wasn't this tape. So maybe that is also in part why it's not tearing up my paper anymore. That's that done. That was nice, satisfying. Me being a cheapskate and saving it for later. Love purple, good. So I'll probably make it a video because I wanted to do, whoopsie, a part 2. Oh, leakage. I wanted to make a part 2 to my etcher video because there were so many other questions, more so about like using watercolor ground, and then like, I guess maybe I was just going to be a little bit more systematic. We will see, because then also with this whole feeling weird about art thing, I'm thinking I may just make it how I want. Because also I made quite a few videos that I was like, yeah, this is going to be super beneficial, it's going to be great, and they didn't perform as well on YouTube, and they took so much effort to make that I was like, maybe I should just have more fun for a while and then take it from there. There is more tape where that came from, indeed, because Miss Ebony very kindly got me a year's supply worth of tape so that I don't run out of it. And then the last one right here. Now, I know it's past midnight, but I'm still going to sign these at the 29th of February for me, because once every 4 years, am I right? Like, I love these. If anyone's ever considered this color scheme, I highly recommend. Thank you so much. I'm glad, Joan, that I didn't get an unsubscribe and I did not tear the paper this time. Although, to be fair, this paper is quite thick. So if I tore it, oh, then the other one may have been thick as well. I don't know what happened last time. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for all the chatting, for all the support, for the, chat around art block and 90s sitcoms and so much more. I really appreciate you, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of the 29th of February. I hope that you have a wonderful March, and I guess we'll see each other next time. Any parting words? I'll leave you to it. Good night. Bye. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you, Joan. Bye.